When German soldiers first heard the name Gurkha during World War II, most of them didn't take it seriously. To many Axis troops, the idea that soldiers from distant mountain regions could be a serious threat sounded like exaggeration. But that confidence disappeared the moment they encountered Gurkha units on the battlefield. What followed became one of the most talked about experiences among German troops who survived those encounters. The Gurkhas were part of the British Indian Army, recruited from the hills of Nepal, and by the time they entered the European and Asian battlefields, they already carried decades of combat experience. They were trained to fight in extreme conditions, whether it was mountains, jungles, or brutal close-quarters combat. German soldiers, used to structured European warfare, were unprepared for the speed, aggression, and precision they were about to face. The first major encounters shocked German units, especially in rugged terrain like Italy and Burma. German soldiers later described how Gurkha troops moved silently through difficult ground, appearing suddenly where they were least expected. Positions that German units believed were secure were overrun with frightening speed. The fear did not come from numbers alone, but from how decisively the Gurkhas fought once contact was made. German letters and battlefield reports revealed that many soldiers felt deeply unsettled after these clashes. Some wrote that Gurkhas showed no hesitation in advancing under fire, closing distances rapidly and forcing hand-to-hand combat. For German infantrymen trained to hold defensive lines, this kind of aggressive assault was terrifying. The reputation of the Gurkha knife, the kukri, added to this fear, becoming a symbol of what close combat with these soldiers could mean. As stories spread through German ranks, the name Gurkha began to carry weight. Officers warned their men not to underestimate them. Some German soldiers later admitted that morale dropped significantly when they learned that Gurkha units were operating nearby. It was not panic, but a heavy awareness that the next fight would be especially dangerous. German commanders also took note. Reports described Gurkhas as disciplined, relentless, and extremely effective in rough terrain. In mountain warfare, where movement and endurance mattered more than heavy equipment, Gurkha units consistently outperformed expectations. German forces found themselves outflanked, ambushed, and forced to retreat from positions they believed were strong. What made the situation worse for German troops was that Gurkhas did not fight like a conventional enemy. They adapted quickly, exploited weaknesses, and pressed advantages without delay. German soldiers who survived these encounters later said that fighting Gurkhas felt personal, intense, and exhausting. There was little room to recover or reorganize once an engagement began. Despite the fear, many German veterans later expressed respect. In post-war interviews and memoirs, they acknowledged that the Gurkhas were among the toughest soldiers they faced. Some admitted that these encounters changed how they viewed their enemies and shattered any belief that European armies held a natural advantage in warfare. The shock of facing the Gurkhas was not just about battlefield losses, it was psychological. German soldiers realized that courage, skill, and discipline were not limited by nationality or geography. The Gurkhas proved that reputation could be earned not through propaganda, but through action. By the end of the war, the stories told by German soldiers about Gurkha fighters had become part of military history. What began as disbelief turned into fear and finally into respect. These encounters stand as a reminder that war often humbles those who underestimate their opponents, and that the most feared enemies are often the ones who fight with quiet confidence and unwavering